Recently, well, actually, last episode, I talked about all of the things that I love about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which came out last Friday. In the time since that game came out, which admittedly has not been very long, I muscled through and unlocked all of the fighters, and I had a lot of fun doing it. That game is, I would say, a masterpiece. I absolutely love this game. It is incredibly fun. The controls are fantastic. I've been playing with the Joy-Cons because the sticks have a shorter throw. And um, even though I say that that game is a masterpiece, there are problems with it. There are problems with it that make me really irritated. There's simple things that were, some people say, overlooked by Nintendo. I think that they were conscious decisions by Nintendo, and they are things that I very much disagree with. So first I want to talk about online play with other people. I would love it if, and so that's what this section is going to be. It's going to be a small section about complaints about Smash Brothers. I would love it if I could see the connection that I have to the other people that I'm playing with. So if I'm in a group with 3 other people and we're beating each other up and it's a lag fest, and I can see that Jimmy Two Shoes is the one with 1 bar, then I know I would like to be able to say, oh, let's avoid Jimmy Two Shoes in the future. He has terrible internet. I don't want to be put against people with terrible internet, especially if you can't leave the game. There's no way, there's no built-in way for me to just say, oh, this game's a disaster, I have to leave. Instead, I have to sit through a lag fest for a really long time because the whole game slows down. I think even the clock ticks slower because of the way that they are handling the lag. Now, I'm not going to say that it's Nintendo's fault that there's lag. I'm probably playing against somebody who's playing on Wi-Fi, probably with crappy Wi-Fi, or maybe they're even connecting through their phone. And at the same time, their kids are all downloading YouTube videos, and their wife is torrenting videos off the Pirate Bay, and their internet is just getting hammered, and they're just trying to play a game of Smash. Nintendo can't really do anything about that. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that will say, well, if Nintendo had servers would work great if you're talking about multiple people. So if it's one-on-one, servers don't do anything for that. But if you're talking about multiple people, then servers are very, very useful. So in the case that I'm talking about, where it's me and 3 other people fighting in Smash, then servers would be certainly a great answer to that conundrum. I would like to be able to leave a match and then be able to say why. Oh man, this guy has terrible internet. Pause, leave match. Why are you leaving this match? Because the internet's terrible, or because my house is on fire, or there's an emergency. And Nintendo can track those things, and if people keep leaving all the time, if somebody keeps being a leaver, then they can deal with that kind of punishment however it is that they need to. I think that would be beneficial to everyone. So let's forget about lag for a second. Let's pretend that lag isn't an issue ever. And I will say this, for the most part, lag really hasn't been an issue for me. For the most part, it's been really spot on and been running fantastically. It's just every once in a while I get matched with somebody who clearly is on dial-up or something, and it's terrible. It's a bad experience playing with them. But let's pretend that doesn't happen ever. Okay? So now we're pretending that never happens and the lag isn't the problem. Nintendo Switch, or I'm sorry, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate still has a problem with online. And that is the things that are restricted. Like, for instance, if my son and I want to sit down and play Smash Brothers together and play against, we'll say, my co-host on 78 Degrees, him and his son, okay? Let's say they're over in England, and me and my son are here in the U.S., and we want to sit down and do the US versus the UK. We can't do that. My son and I can play co-op against random people, but we can't play co-op against friends. And that just seems foolish to me. I can't really think of any reason why Nintendo would not have that as an option. The ability for me to sit down with somebody at the couch with me and play against two people who are on a couch together someplace else. That seems like a ridiculous miss on the part of Nintendo. And I can't understand why they would do it. All right. So now let's talk about some other modes that are missing. So I'm looking at my Switch right here, and I'm looking at Smash. So if you go to the main menu, you can click on the red icon, Smash. We've got a couple options here that we don't have otherwise. Trying to get the glare off there. All right, we've got Tournament, we've got Special Smash, we've got Squad Strike, and somewhere in here is Smash Down. I haven't looked that up yet. But if I go to online, right now I'm connecting to the internet, okay? If I go to online, I can go to Spectate or I can go to Smash. And under Smash, I can either do Quick Play or Battle Arenas. Now, if I set up a Battle Arena, and I go ahead and create an arena, my formats are one-on-one, team battle, and that's it. That means that I don't have the option to do an online tournament with, we'll say, the people who are part of my community around the podcast, the Nerd Nest. If you haven't joined our Discord, you should. Make sure that you head on over to runjumpstomp.com/Discord. All right. We're going to be setting up a Smash tournament soon. We're going to have to do it in a weird way, though, because Nintendo didn't build in a way to do tournaments unless you are next to the person, because apparently Nintendo can't seem to get online right ever. They just can't. This should be an option, tournament. I should be able to set up a tournament, and especially if there were servers, okay? Have 32 people join. The server we already know that the Switch can handle having all those people playing together at the same time. It happens in Fortnite, okay? And I don't even need to be able to see what all those other people are doing, because I only need to see the people I'm up against. So let's say that we have 32 people join. All those nerds from the Nerd Nest, they all join. We've got 32 people joining, and the server puts us in groups and then says, okay, here's the first round, everybody fight. So everybody fights their first round. The winners move forward. Okay, here's the second round, everybody fight. And then at the end, we can have our ultimate champions. I think that would be amazing. But Nintendo didn't give us that option. It feels like you can only do tournaments if you are in person. And I have to say, like, it's not that I don't have any friends, but I certainly don't have 32 friends that are going to come over to my house and play a Smash tournament. And let's say that I even did. Where the hell would I put 32 people in my living room? That's not really a likely scenario for most people, squeezing 32 people into a living room. Being able to organize an online play with 32 people, that seems plausible. Hell, back in the days when I played World of Warcraft, we used to have to get 40 people together at the same time. And we were able to handle that. It just seems silly that we don't have access to tournament mode. We don't have access to Squad Strike. We don't have access to Smashdown, where it's you are playing against that other player and it continually... In fact, I haven't even found Smashdown on here. Maybe it's under Special Smash? I haven't... Oh, yeah, it's under Special Smash for Smashdown. Smashdown is where every time that you get defeated, that character is removed from the roster, and so you work your way through the entire roster, which sounds super fun and a really cool way to play, but you can't do it online. Now, there's people who are listening to this, and they're hearing me do all of this complaining, but I love this game. This game is fantastic. I think it is a masterpiece. It might be my game of the year. It's so damn fun. I've dumped like 20 hours into it already. And it just came out on Friday, and I'm recording this on Tuesday. Don't tell my wife. Like, I spent a lot of time playing this game. I think Smash Ultimate is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best version of Smash yet. But how can Nintendo get this wrong again? It just seems ridiculous. I don't know what their problem is. But anyway, those are my huge complaints that I have with Smash. Knowing full well that I love this game, I also have big complaints with it. And I still think it's a masterpiece. If you haven't already run out and picked up Smash, you need to, because it's awesome. Okay? It's really, really good. And the gameplay's fantastic. And if you're looking for people to beat up, join our Discord and have some fun with it. All right, let's move on and talk about some other Smash-related news. This is really cool. Someone dropped this. Actually, someone mentioned this when I was streaming Smash over at my Twitch channel. Someone had mentioned this in chat, and one of our mods grabbed it and dropped it in Discord for me. This is really cool. It's a Smash Brothers arcade stick without the stick. Okay, which is a really weird thing. If you're just listening to the podcast and you're not looking at this, it's a really weird thing. It was Elvis Cat. Thank you very much, Vaxxer. Yes, Elvis Cat told us about this. Basically, there's no stick, it's all buttons. So the analog stick is represented by 4 buttons. The D-pad is represented by 4 buttons. The C-stick is represented by 4 buttons. And then all of your other face buttons and shoulder buttons are represented by buttons. It's this big rectangular box that sits on your lap or on the table in front of you, and you play that way. Now, I've actually had seen these before with other games, but I've certainly never tried one. I can't imagine doing this. This seems really weird. And I also, like, if you're looking at the picture, like, the D-pad seems like it would get in the way of the analog buttons. Like, I personally, knowing what I know about Smash, the fact that the D-pad is the D-pad is just for taunts, basically. If I were designing this for Smash Brothers, which I believe that's the goal here, I would have designed this so that the analog button is below the D-pad, so you can't accidentally taunt while you're hitting your analog buttons. Does that make sense? Overall, I think this thing looks super cool. It's never anything that I would use, but it looks really, really rad. This is going to be launching a Kickstarter. So if you want, you can follow the link in the show notes and check that out there if it's something that you are interested in. I think it's really neat looking. Real quick before we wrap up our discussion on Smash, Smash has broken another record. This is a record that this is a fresh record. The paint is still like tacky on this record. It's so fresh. Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee was the fastest selling Nintendo Switch game ever. And that lasted for all of 3 weeks? And here we are with Smash has eclipsed it already. The fastest selling Nintendo Switch game is now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That doesn't come as a huge surprise personally. Like, I don't find this super surprising because it was already the most pre-ordered game ever on the Nintendo Switch, and it was the most pre-ordered Smash game ever, according to Nintendo. So the fact that it broke Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee's record is pretty substantial, but not terribly surprising because we already kind of saw the writing on the wall. That's another, like, for me this year, it's going to be a toss up for game of the year for me from Nintendo. It's either going to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or Let's Go Pokemon, which I can't believe that I'm saying that because Let's Go Pokemon is a game that I had kind of written off before it came out. Anyway, what do you guys think of my criticisms of Smash? Are any of you interested in the Hitbox controller? And which game do you think should be getting Game of the Year, Smash or Pikachu? Like, which game do you think I should choose for Game of the Year? Not that I'll listen. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to decide on my own. I'm just curious what you guys think. I think I already have a decision made, but I'm not positive. I have to play both a little bit more to make that decision. Anyway, thank you for checking out this segment. We'll see you around. Save. Whoops.